Yesterday, I went to downtown Santiago to make some cinematic video with my phone. So let's have a quick talk about smartphones and how can you use them for your travel videos. Because the reality is that not only the screen and the battery life have improved quite a lot during the last years, but also the cameras that are behind them and the software that's inside of them. Hello everybody, ¿cómo están? Ian Lewis here, and today I'm gonna show you how to make a cinematic movie with your smartphone. The very first tip that I have for you is to film smoothly and avoid image shakiness. Even though these cameras nowadays have a great image stabilization, there is one simple truth. The more stable your footage look, the more cinematic it will be. The smartphone that I'm currently using is the Samsung 10 Plus, which already has a great built-in image stabilization. Though if you go to the video settings, you will see at the bottom or the right side, depending if you're filming in pano or vertical, of course, you will see that there is a hand. If you press it, you'll have a software feature that will allow you to get an even more smooth footage. Just be careful when using it because it is some sort of warp effect, which when you use it to create some certain transitions when the movement that you need to create in camera might be a little bit sophisticated, you will see that it can give you some really bad results, like some warp wobbly jelly effect, you know? So I would mostly recommend you to use it for some very smooth and not so tough movements. That is how you're gonna get the most out of it. The second advice that I have for you is to use the Slowmotion camera, which is actually brilliant. I didn't expect it to be so good, to be honest. Now you gotta be careful with slow motion because you don't want to film the entire clip in slow-mo. You will just use it for those shots that will accentuate. ¿Es accentuate a word? Ok, Google. ¿Cómo se dice acentuar en inglés?
Accentuate.
Yeah. So use the slow motion camera for those certain shots that will accentuate your video. People passing by, a car, boom, really fast, or just some random guy doing some juggling. Those are the shots that you want to slow-mo. The third tip that I have for you is simply to use your normal camera, use the different focal lenses that you have. Focal lens is the zoom basically. And give motion to your shots. It is not the same to film with this angle than filming like this, right? Always remember to try to show the world from different perspectives, different focal lenses. That's why you have to use the zoom and give the motion because that is what's gonna make your shot interesting to watch. The last tip that I have for you might be a little bit more advanced, but don't worry because I'm gonna follow you through, guide you through. Which basically is to export your video in 2:1 aspect ratio instead of 16:9, because this will allow you to maximize the use of the screen at the same time that will give a different perspective, different field of view to the shot. The software that I use to edit is Final Cut Pro, but I'm also 100% aware that you can do the same in Premiere. What you want to do is basically go to library, create a new library, create a new project. You will see right there that it's gonna be either in 4K or 1080p depending on how do you usually edit. You will choose custom settings. In the custom settings you're going to put 3840 x 1920. And that is the 2:1 aspect ratio. Now there are a few steps before we export. You will now see that at the side of the frame there are going to be some black or dead pixels. Basically that happens because we have created a wider aspect ratio than the 16:9. What you want to do is to zoom in the entire video in 112.5%. After that you're going to keyframe the subject to center it wherever it is and boom! You're ready to export. And this It is it for me today, my dear explorers. Now you know how to make a cinematic movie with your smartphone, so you can create your very own adventures. Hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to like, to share it, and to subscribe. And I, Ian Lewis, will be seeing you soon, you explorer that films from a smartphone.